Okay, sorry. Okay,
Yeah,
my name is Pei Han.
okay.
I'm founder of Morpheus Labs, the powerful blockchain development platform. So a brief introduction of myself. I have actually previously successfully exited my previous company, and have actually been spending quite a few years on building Morpheus Labs. And a brief background is that I have good working experience, marketing experience with big brands such as like Scoot, Singapore Airlines, Prince Hotel Group, Taiwan Tourism Board, and majority I'm actually focusing on business development in emerging markets. So I have another two co-founders. One of them is actually Doria, who is actually a group CIO from Unique Credit Bank. He has experience of implementing around €2 billion of IT initiative across his banking group. And next is actually Bruce. He was actually from IBM, a senior tech leader, also architect who actually helped IBM in Singapore to implement a few solutions, especially blockchain solution in the banking customers in Southeast Asia. So what we found for past few years until now is that there's actually quite a critical issues for blockchain, which is actually related to its adoption, which I think we have been actually identifying. Is actually everybody actually crying. There's actually how come there's actually such low adoption. There's not many use cases around. I think typically it's actually for three reasons that we can zoom in. One of them is actually currently is still quite expensive to find a good blockchain talents. Another one is actually still quite time consuming for us to fumble around all the massive information to find a good application for us to reference to build on. And the next one is actually more critical. It's actually still quite complex for anyone to build blockchain development, which may still manage in different silos. So these are actually three key issues that we found, which to be honestly speaking is that these are actually not unique problem. They actually have been existing in different mature technologies such as like web development, mobile solution, or RPA and machine learning. It's just that in blockchain, we face the same thing again. So if we look into all those who actually, all those companies who actually go into this technology to solve this problem, these companies are actually right now the unicorns in this particular example. Shopify is actually one-stop shop for e-commerce. UniPath is actually solutions for RPA and so on, which are actually for web development. Just that for blockchain right now, there isn't actually anyone claiming this place yet. So for us, we identify these three problems. Hence, we actually our vision is actually to realize a mass adoption of blockchain technology through our end-to-end platform that simplify blockchain adoption, or we call it a blockchain development. Yeah. So for us, we bring on the table three values. One is actually we help any developer to reduce the time, around 60% of your development time, and also 70% of your cost. And the lastly is actually to make your development more easier, to help you implement and develop fast. So we have about three core technologies. We call it three core features. One of them actually right now in the market, we are the only one offer you around 9 blockchain for you to switch around. You can actually jump from Neo to Ethereum to VeChain to Icon, whichever you like, anytime within just a few seconds. And then we also offer application library, which for you can actually go in and browse whichever is actually more suitable for you. And then you can actually download, customize it, and actually push it to life. And the next one is actually more relevant to current environment, which is actually a collaborative development environment that actually allowed your team member from different part of the world to work together anytime, any place. So that's actually our three core features. So let's just put a scenario how you actually use our platform. So example, you are a tech guy, you can actually just log on to our platform cloud-based. And once you log in, You can actually use GitHub to log in, or maybe LinkedIn or your account to log in. And then subsequently, you can actually choose from whichever blockchain you want. Within just a few seconds, switch around to see which one is actually most stable. After that, you can actually just just example I mentioned, maybe you want to create a room inventory system for your hotel. You can just browse a similar solution and download it. You actually open up in your workspace for your team to work on together. It can be from India to Singapore to Europe to China. And even for project manager, maybe you are actually about to actually onboard to a flight. You can just you can just look in the mobile phone to keep track what is actually your colleagues' progress. Yeah. So you actually open up and you can just co-create together and then push it to life. Yeah. So for
Beihang, do you want also to share your pitch deck with the screen sharing?
Yes.
Or?
Actually, I want to share, but it's actually disabled. I'm not able to share. It's actually disabled. Hello?
Yes, just share screen, the green button.
Yes, yes, it's disabled. Host is disabled my screen sharing.
Oh.
Yes, somebody disable my screen.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, no worries.
So do you want me to try again?
Yes. Can you try again to see if it is, because there is no functionality that we can disable it as far as I can see, unless there is some technical glitch.
No, I think it's still disabled.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So are you done with the presentation?
Almost done.
Okay, carry on, please. Continue.
Okay, sure. Okay, so
Sonny, maybe you can share it on your screen. Is that possible?
No,
yes.
Because the host disabled my sharing functionality.
Beihang, can you send your pitch deck to the chat in Zoom so I can share it from my end? I'll try that.
Okay, just a second. I'll send to WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Let me see. A second.
You can continue. Sorry.
Yeah, let me drag into the place first. Because actually, I think we are using Zoom, so the bandwidth and the computer is actually slightly slow for me to drag over. But I'm seeing it is actually completing soon. Okay, so it's actually dragging over.
No, so you have sent it to the group chat, right?
Yes, I'm sending it to a group chat. So, but it's still running. It's actually the circle is running. So I guess it's because we are using Zoom, so it's actually a bit slow.
Okay.
Yeah, but I guess it will take a few seconds. It's still running. Alternatively, let me see. Have you received? No, it's still running. Let me send a link. Because the attachment is still, I think the file is actually not small, so it's still running. So I send a link over, so it'll be easier.
Okay.
Have you received?
Yeah, received. I'm downloading it, and then I'll probably save it first.
Okay, you can continue in the meanwhile, and Sonny will launch the screen as soon as she's ready. Okay.
Okay, so I was actually at the simple scenario of how you use our platform. So after that, open up the workspace, which actually you'll be working on the solution that which you downloaded from our application library, and done. You can actually push to live. So for us, we're actually a SaaS company, which our business model is actually majority on subscription. And let me see, I'm actually looking at my screen. Yeah, so we have different tiers. I think for right now is that for past few years for blockchain, we are actually very focused on tokens and crypto. But what we are seeing since last quarter, we have been seeing that especially China, presidency has been actually declaring that China would be the wants to be the number one and the leader in blockchain. Since then, we actually been seeing a lot of these use cases being pushed live. We've been seeing HSBC, all the major banks actually been doing a lot of this solution out. I think I'm actually at page 10. Yeah, it's actually Gartner Hype Graph. Yeah. Yeah, this one. Yes. Yeah. So we actually already through the bottom and we actually pick it up. So of course, that whether it's actually any investment asset, whether it's a property or stock market, we know that once we are actually through the bottom, is the best time to go in right now. So next page is actually the opportunities that we know that blockchain market is huge. It's actually super huge, 3.1 trillion. That is actually the whole blockchain. But for the blockchain development cost, is actually about 21 billion, which is actually we are focusing on. So over here, it shows that TAM, SOM, and SAM. So just a bottom down, what are the market size that we are looking at? So the next page is actually more interesting, is that since we launched last year, April, we have already become a go-to platform for a lot of these famous blockchain. So you'll be seeing that our current partners right now, and we recently actually onboarded one of the only 3 blockchain from China, which is actually acknowledged by China government, which is actually Conflux by Tsinghua Universities. And of course, our dear friend Gig is also here as well. Yes. And the next one is actually our traction. Yeah. So interesting is that since last year, April until now, we have, for our user, we are actually focusing on developers. So we have more than 1,600 developer users currently using our platform, subscribe to our platform. 31% is actually from enterprise. The rest is actually individual. And we have some interesting metric to keep track. For the bottom, you actually see the project and application, which means that more than 1,200 project has been initiated using our platform. Yeah. So the next one, I'll just quickly browse through is actually our go-to-market strategy. What makes us different is that we are focusing on B2B2B. So which means we are actually riding on our channel partners, which is actually our customers. And I'm not able to share their name right now because they are actually quite a big companies. So I have to seek for the endorsement before I show. So that's the reason why I'm not sharing over here. So the last page is that, of course, this pitch competition, we would want to aim for our expansion for next growth. So we are actually looking at an equity round of fundraising at $3 million, which we are pushing out our version 2.0 in I think in less than a week or 2 time. So yeah, so that is how we'll be using our funds. So the rest is just some of the other information like some of our users endorsement. So hopefully I've actually shared clearly on what we do and what we have done and what we aim to do. So yeah, thank you, Sonny.
Thank you so much, and I will pass.